my God, guys, it is true. Keith Lee, the limitless one. Keith Lee just made his stunning debut in AEW tonight. Oh my God, guys. And not even just Keith Lee, but also Jay White made his AEW debut in a backstage excitement with the Young Bucks. Actually, no, with Adam Cole, helping Adam Cole beat down the guys they beat down backstage. Can't think of them right now, but guys, this is insane, guys. Oh my God, it had been rumored for the past week of who this free agent was going to be. A lot of people speculated that maybe it was Keith Lee just by the photos that him and his now his newly wife Mia Yim had posted for her wedding. The way it looked, the pictures they took for their honeymoon, the fact that her hair drastically changed in the photos, it looks similar from a photo she recently took to a photo she took in 2020. And man, wow, it came true. Keith Lee, out of all the guys that are free agents right now that had got released back in the 4th of November, we're talking about Karrion Kross, we're talking about his future wife Scarlett. We're talking about Keith. We're talking about Mia Yim. We're talking about all them that got released at that time. And he's the first one to show up in AEW. Oh my God, guys! What a way for him to come fighting Isaiah Cassidy in a really good back and forth match. Keith Lee picks up the victory, and man, I mean the crowd was just loving it, guys. I mean, it's amazing to see, Keith Lee. This is a man who was the first and only North American, the first and only person to hold both the North American and the NXT championship at the same time when he was in NXT. He was the only one that simultaneously briefly carried both belts before relinquishing the North American belt, and then eventually losing the NXT Championship to Karrion Kross. But with that said, he came to the main roster, had a bumpy road. He had his health issue, had a bunch of stuff that happened. Eventually got released, and now here he is in AEW for a fresh start. Not only that, but when he came to the main roster, they also had changed his theme song. They had him wearing the strap to cover his body up, the strap, the tight shirt, because in NXT he didn't wear that. So they also had it where he had a clean cut, where he didn't have his mustache, his beard, or whatever. But he now it's really just nice to see him back, man. It's nice to see him back in the square circle. There's a lot of people that are really rumored, to come to AEW, and Tony was really making a big deal about it. He said this was going to really shut the door, slam the door shut, and with this forbidden door, and that they were going to instantly sign with AEW. So you knew that it was going to be one of these people. You knew that the speculation was going to be one of these people. You just knew that was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. Keith Lee made his mark. He came tonight, like I said, and fought Isaiah Cassidy to qualify himself in the Casino Battle Royal they're going to be doing. It's a Casino Battle Royal. It's a ladder match, 1 and 2. They're going to be doing it at Revolution, so he managed to do that by beating Isaiah Cassidy. And it was just good, man. I mean, this whole Dynamite, really strong episode. Seems like we're seeing complete the ascension of the Inner Circle, as Sammy Guevara couldn't take the back and forth beef between Chris Jericho, Santana Ortiz, that really were saying that the whole time they've been a part of Inner Circle, he's made it all about himself, and that they were pretty much overlooked. And that next week they're going to have a match to try to settle their differences, them and Chris and Jake Hager. and Sammy just walked off and took the inner circle jacket off. So I guess that might signal that he's no longer a part of it. As we've already been seeing, he's been, fighting pretty much solo, ever since winning the TNT Championship back, ever since his first time winning that. So you got that going on. You got the main event with Hangman Page retaining his belt against Lance Archer by countout in a really insane, bloody match. Didn't expect it to end that way, but I guess they wanted to. I don't even know if I could say keep him strong because he's lost all his championship opportunities, but it was a pretty bloody match, pretty brutal match, Texas Death Match with Hangman Page and Lance Archer, pretty insane, and it was a really amazing way they ended that match. You had the Moxley and and the Moxley. Moxley ended up being a guy to team up with Punk, beating FTR. That was a really good match. CM Punk wants a rematch in MJF. So you definitely had a stacked show of a lot of other things that took place. Like I said, Jay White also just showed up to AEW, which I think, this what amazes me. So you got Keith Lee who shows up. He's going to be in the Battle Royal Casino ladder match at Revolution. And also you got Jay White. And Kenny Omega is still recovering from his injuries. So it really makes me wonder if we're going to finally get that showdown between the Bullet Club now that's in New Japan, because you're already getting that. That's already going on with them and Giles and Anderson right now in Impact. But I'm starting to wonder if that's going to happen in AEW with all these guys coming in Forbidden Door. We're going to get that showdown that was supposed to happen before they actually started AEW with the Elite and the Bullet Club. We start to wonder if they're going down that path just based off the fact that the Young Bucks were not too pleased with Adam Cole bringing in Jay White because of his beef that he had with Kenny. Because at one time I looked at the video on the Bullet Club's history, and it was actually they actually tried to invite Jay White to join them, and he declined. But at the time that Kenny was leading the group, but it's just interesting to see how they go at that route. But like I said, guys, this was just a really amazing way for Keith here to make his debut and come out. Definitely looking forward to what they have in store for him in AEW. I mean, it's becoming a really stacked roster, but the rotations of what they've been doing with frequently rotating people, that's the way you got to go at this point, because so many people coming to the show, but it's a lot of people who also their contracts are coming up that might not resign. Some of them have resigned. So, having Keith Lee there, that's a pretty good signing right there. Really good signing. I love Keith Lee. Really interested to see what he's going to do here. Definitely into seeing how he's going to move about here. Like I said, this is a man only person who held both NXT North American Championship at the same time. He was in WWE. And, he unfortunately, I know he was actually penciled in to win the United States Championship originally last year at the Elimination Chamber, but due to at the time, I think he had COVID and he had a really bad health issue at the time, so it ended up being Matt Riddle that ended up winning the belt. But I heard originally that he was supposed to be the one to win the belt in that match. At that time, he was supposed to be the one to take the belt off Bobby Lashley. So it was just unfortunate for him. But like I said, now he's got a chance to recharge and set back. And I'm really looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. So I just want to come on here real quick and talk about Keith Lee, because I'm definitely excited that he's here in AEW. And man, just it's amazing, guys. I just want to come on here and say that, and sign up for Master Flex. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys in another video. Peace.